We good to go? Stream, like, good to go? I think it is. Let me double check. Yeah, okay, we're chilling. Me pop that bad boy out. Bang. Excuse me. Alright. Lads, I'm gonna keep it a stack with y'all. I got an early morning tomorrow, and I gotta push a video out after stream for tomorrow before my early morning tomorrow because my entire day is gonna be busy. So I'm jumping right into it. We're gonna play, unless it's literally like we get a win in the first run, which is probably not happening, but like if we get a win in the first run, then obviously I'll play a little bit longer. But tonight's stream is probably going to be a bit on the short side because I'm just going to play until I have a win or two for some YouTube vids. Could take the popcorn, the rental sticker is pretty bad. We could take the Mercury just because pairs are pretty meta. I think Buffoon Pack is probably the most consistent line of scoring. We could definitely take an early Grimbo. Banner's also not terrible since we're on red deck, and we also need a gold sticker on it, but it's perishable, so we're probably not taking that. I think Grimbo is a pretty good play. Can maybe take the Mercury, but we don't necessarily need to. I think I'm going to skip that for right now. We can go for a flush and then just play a bunch of pairs alongside it. There we go. Or I guess high cards work fantastically as well. Hang on, I want to make sure that we get enough points to win. Okay, should have let that scale a bit more. Pretty bad at math. Smash like. Anyway. Splash with a Grimbo build if we're playing like high card pair, something like that is not that bad. We could take a Matador for some money, but it's eternal, so that's probably a gambit that is maybe not so good. Take a Jumbo Arcana, but that's quite a bit of our money, and the Celestial Pack, we don't really have anything in particular that we're looking to play right now. I think I'm just going to take the Splash just because, you know, if we're playing, again, like pairs or high cards with Grimbo, gets us extra chips for the early game. In the late game, we can hit maybe some enhancements that we otherwise wouldn't. And we also need a gold sticker on it, so just like, why not, right? Let's play the debuffed card, see if we can get one more Grimbo scale here. Perfect. And then pair of queens. Bang. So far, so good. Well, 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 look at what we got here. What's up, Schmeckles? You are Schmeckles, right? Or are you a different chatter who has their full legal on their profile? Alright, let's just immediately go next. Nope, nothing really pickles my tink there. We can play the pair. Nah, it's me. Okay, that's what I figured, but I just wanted to make sure. We could play the straight. That's a lot of points. Maybe is too many points. That's okay. We're looking for money on small blinds. We could take a to the moon. The problem is we're not at high enough interest where that pays off with the rental seal. Especially after the rental seal puts us down another $1. So maybe we don't take that right now. We could take the Arcana pack and or the Celestial pack. Kind of inclined to just keep going next here. I guess we could take To the Moon, because To the Moon gets us to 15. The rental tag would put us at 12, and then the interest from To the Moon would be $4. So that's still like a net positive. Let's take To the Moon. Why not? Could also take a Buffoon tag here. But I think we probably, especially with To the Moon, probably want more shops. instead of more jokers at the time being. Still grounded too. It's a tough life out here. Sighs audibly. Crazy. Well, I'm sorry you're still grounded, man. Appreciate you still finding a way to, you know, join the stream. It's much appreciated, dog. Okay, so that puts us down to $12, but we get the money from the blind, we get the money from hands, and then the $4 from To the Moon kind of offsets the rental tag. I think To the Moon is going to end up being pretty good. Maybe Delayed Grat is like the same kind of thing, since we're not really discarding, since we have Grimbo. And especially so since we're on red deck, maybe we take the Delayed Grat to... because the money that it generates kind of offsets the rental tag on it. We're already going down $1 of interest too, so we could take the Spectral Pack. Do we have an AC/DC fan here? Yeah, we do. I'm not as big of a fan as I was back in the day, to be fair, but like I still like him. Okay, we could take Grim to get some enhanced aces, maybe some lucky cards for money, maybe some gold cards for money. We could take a Hex, and then there's an Eternal Blue Joker in the shop, so we would have good chips and good malt. Maybe that's the play? It's the drummer in you? Oh, for sure. Because AC/DC has such elaborate drum tracks. I'm kind of tempted to take the Hex. And then maybe we just go Blue Joker in the next shop. It's Eternal, but like I'll tell you what, if we need a gold sticker on Blue Joker, I'll take it. If we don't need a gold sticker on Blue Joker, then I'll just skip the Hex here. We do need a gold sticker. So I think I'm going to do this Hex Grimbo and then cop the Blue Joker. And then maybe since we sold our To the Moon, we cop this rental Delayed Grat. I think that's a pretty good play. Hello, Brainless Society. Welcome in. Okay, so now, especially since Grimbo is hexed, between the chips on Blue Joker and the malt on Grimbo, we should be fine. We eat a little bit of a charge from the rental tag on the Delayed Grat, but then we get a bunch of money back. Since we're on red deck, we get even more money than we normally would. Okay. Overstock in the shop is pretty cool. We probably don't take an Eternal Rental Clever Joker. We probably don't need to take a Scary Face, although we could. We're scoring 2,000 on a debuffed pair, so we probably get through this blind in like maybe one or two hands. The Flint is kind of an issue, so maybe we need to pick up some extra scoring before the Flint. It's either that or the 4 days in a row I've spent staring at the wall has started driving me insane. Wait, what did you say before that? I've been listening to the same 2 demo songs on my keyboard, right? And I swear the songs are slowly changing. I guarantee you they're not. Sell the jokers you don't want and hex the one you want. You smart have been unnecessarily gambling on whatever I get. I mean, there are times where like maybe you have 2 really good jokers. Well, no. You always want to just sell your lineup and hex the one that you want, because if you have 2 jokers that are really good that you could like take hex on either, generally you probably don't want to be buying hex in that scenario, right? If they're already like that good. Maybe you just pick one to hex, or you just skip hex instead if they're like better than it would be, you know? Anyway. Maybe Scary Face is not that good right now because we're getting plus 88 chips after the draw on Blue Joker. So even if we hit a pair of face cards, Scary Face is like not even a ×2, which is maybe not that good. I guess we don't need that much scoring to get past this boss, but I digress. Notably, we only have $26, so we maybe don't want anything from this shop. I was gonna say the Delayed Grat offsets that, but maybe it doesn't because of the rental tag, because if we did Buffoon Pack, That would put us to $22, and then delayed grat would take us down another interest dollar. Maybe let's just go next. Okay, we can play the... I'm just gonna sandbag here and play the high card. Maybe scale Grimbo a little bit more. Play another ace high. Okay. Lots of money from delayed grat, and then full interest. We definitely don't want an eternal rental credit card. This morning I woke up and it was spunkier than it was yesterday. Earlier it was so much more mellow, and now it's a kind of vibey Mario Kart track and abstract jazz piece. Same exact rhythms though, just different instruments and volumes. I think you might be schizophrenic. So there's a couple lines that we could take here. We're pretty big blind, so maybe we don't want to buy overstock right this second, especially since it would take us below interest. We could take the Emperor, and maybe if the Emperor gives us Hermit, then we're really happy because we can take like pretty much everything in the shop without feeling bad. I think the gambler in me is going to go with that play. We get a Death and a Hierophant. Maybe the Hierophant is pretty good. The Death we probably don't care about right now, but I mean, we could copy a bonus card with it. I would rather pass out than take that credit card. Yeah, this credit card. I'm normally a credit card fan, but yeah, Eternal Rental credit card is like pretty bad. Standard pack gets us to $28, so we can exactly take this standard pack without worrying about going below interest. We find a Red Seal Queen. Maybe this matters for the late game if we can put like glass on it. We also find a gold 8, and it's also foil, so maybe we could take that as well. 8's probably more of a short-term piece, and the queen is probably more of a long-term piece. I think I'm gonna take the queen. It's also not enhanced, so it's a little bit of a gamble, whereas the 8 is just free money, but I think we can probably... I think it probably pays off. Whoa! Sniper God with the tier 1 gifty. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. We could maybe make bonus cards. I don't think I'm going to, though. I think I'm just gonna sandbag a little bit to maybe scale Grimbo a bit more. Nice. One more time. Let's maybe do this for right now. We can always overwrite this with like glass or something if we need to, but maybe for the time being, we make a bonus card since Grimbo is giving us a decent bit of mult anyway, and we have some more slots for some mult jokers, right? $16. This delayed grad is pretty sick. Supernova's definitely not bad here, especially with a polychrome Jimbo. Supernova really wants us to pivot into a certain hand, though, so maybe if we buy the Supernova, we only play pair or we only play high card. I would honestly be kind of cool with high cards since we're scoring quite a bit from it anyway. Notably, the Flint, since we haven't scaled any planet cards as well, is like not that bad of a boss blind as it normally would be, since like all of our scoring is coming from our jokers anyway. Let's first and foremost take this Supernova. Then I want to look in these Arcana packs. Out of curiosity, do you only have the Balatro music on with every stream? Is this music your absolute jam? Yeah, I just only run the Balatro music just because I think it would be... I don't want to say it would be annoying to have other tracks in the background, but also I upload a lot of the runs from this stream to YouTube for people who just want to like watch, essentially have a second raffle to watch and just want to watch like runs. And for that demographic, it maybe is kind of annoying to have like other OSTs in the background besides Balatro, especially for people who use it as sleep aid, because I know that's like a big thing in the Balatro YouTube video meta, it would probably be kind of annoying to have like DK Island Swing in the background if you're like trying to sleep, right? It would be sacrilegious not to, LOL, and YouTube doesn't love you in terms of copyright. That exactly, too. Why not get the voucher? We could definitely get the voucher, but I wanted to open at least one pack to see if there was maybe some money that we could score, which we can definitely get money here, but I think we're going to avoid opening the other pack and just take the voucher. We maybe don't get as much interest, but delayed grat. Okay, well, that immediately solves that problem. Never mind. We still don't take this pack, though, so that we can have maximum interest. Balatro soundtrack slaps? Absolutely. Hang on, I gotta catch up with Twitch chat. My oldest brother just started Elden Ring. Think he got jealous of me beating it right in front of him. Also 1 week till I'm free from school. Hell yeah. I think school here has 2 weeks left. Yeah, school here has 2 weeks left. But still not bad, right? Okay, we have our Red Seal Queen in hand, so that probably gets us out of any binds that we could potentially get into with this boss. Yeah, we're still scoring, like, hilariously high, though, for Flint especially, so we're kind of chilling. Probably are playing high cards, just because we have Supernova. Tarot Merchant is kind of cool, but I would like to see more Jokers in the shop for the immediate time being, so we maybe take this towards the end of the ante. The Balatro soundtrack is oddly sleep-inducing. It's just calming, right? Like, I don't know, it's just pretty somber. Speaking of Raffle, I've been watching a bunch of your old videos since I literally have nothing better to do. Interesting. I don't think... We definitely don't want Eternal Seance with what we're doing, and Eternal Hallucination is probably also not that great. And neither of these rentals really do anything for us immediately. So I think we'll just take this Luchador and sell it immediately. I like falling asleep to Balatro music. See, that's what I mean. Level up high card. We could take a reroll, but we're pretty much only looking for planet packs from this. I guess we could gamble on this Judgment. We lose $1 of interest if we do this, but I'm a big fan of gambling, so let's do it. You know what? Out of sheer principle and because of the fact that if I sell this, I still don't get my $1 of interest back. So I'm just going to keep Jimbo for the ride. I think that's kind of funny. Okay. Let's continue to scale our high card. Man, we are scoring so incredibly high, even with, like, not that high of high card. That's... It's contradictory to say that that's an issue, because that means we're not dying, but, like, it is a little bit of an issue since Grimbo is not exactly doing the utmost of scaling. Let's check a Buffoon pack. Probably don't need 3 scaling plus mult Jokers. I am just going to take this over Jimbo purely because of it being holographic. It's strictly better, but we're probably not pivoting into this when we have Polychrome Jimbo and Eternal Supernova. Probably want some times mult or just something else that's going to get us more value. Bang. Ghost, I don't remember if I said hello, but hello, Ghost. We could take the Death for more, like, enhanced cards. We could look in the Jumbo Arcana pack. Can you guys tell by my cadence of speaking that I fell asleep to Balatro University last night? I actually didn't. Well, I fell asleep to him, but I also, for the first time in my life, watched, like, a full video of theirs. And it was very inspiring. I feel like my Balatro IQ unironically skyrocketed after watching that video to completion. We could maybe take Tarot Merchant here, especially if we're, like, doing the Grimbo Supernova high card route. Maybe enhanced cards are really good for us. And Tarot Merchant makes those easier to find. We could take a Photograph. Probably don't take it right now, since the photograph right now is +3 mult. The holographic from the red card is still +10. We'll do one more reroll, and then we'll take the Tarot Merchant. Did the worst thing after coming home from school have an after-school nap, went from my bed to my basement couch, half body hanging on the sides, sweating, questioning if it was already tomorrow, and also no memory on how I got there. Nice. Yeah, I've definitely had some moments like that, specifically in my senior year, where I would take a nap after school, and I would just question if anything was real. The mark is kind of awkward for our death card in hand, because normally I would copy more of the bonus queens. But we can't see the face card that we would be copying, so maybe it's not the bonus queen, and maybe if we don't copy the bonus queen, we are extraordinarily sad. I guess not extraordinarily sad, because it's like still a net positive to have more queens in the deck, but like it maybe isn't as good as it could be is what I'm getting at. So I think we just hold on to him. We could take the standard pack without worrying about interest. Let's maybe not take any of these, since I don't... We could take the Lucky 7, but I think our Econ with Delayed Grat is probably fine. So maybe we don't take these, and we just look for, like, we just hope for more seals. Okay. How are you tonight? I'm doing alright. Alright, I gotta catch up on YouTube chat now. In the Balatro 1v1 you did with Will, I think y'all were yapping about how amazing Raffle was to watch because he's so knowledgeable. Oh, how that's aged. I mean, okay, this is going to get me back on my, like, Raffle high horse. I don't hate Raffle, bro. I don't hate Raffle. I hate the way that he interacts with his chat. But as a creator and as a Balatro player, I think he is entertaining and very knowledgeable. But the way that he interacts with his chat drives me up a wall, to say the very least. Which is why I maybe don't necessarily watch him anymore. Okay, foil blue joker. I can live with that for sure. Let's maybe play the lucky queen since we have it in hand so that we could maybe get some money. Probably don't need that money, but like money is cool nonetheless. Okay, let's play a high card 2. My family also told me they were screaming my name. Both parents tried to wake me up and brought pizza. How did I sleep through all that? That is crazy. I think, especially with the newly found foil, we probably have enough chips to where maybe banner isn't worth taking over, like, red card, and we definitely don't want to take it over delayed grat. Let's maybe look in our standard pack. I guess we could take Hungman since we have, like, buffed queens already. Let's maybe look in a standard pack. The glass ace is somewhat enticing, but we don't really have retrigger tech, so I don't know if I want to commit to that just yet. And everything else here is maybe not that good. We do have a stone card, which could be cool as well, but maybe it's not so good for the same reason, where, like, we don't have retrigger tech. Also, glass is only +4 mult now that I'm looking at it, so it's literally that of a... what's it called? It's literally that of a mult card at this point in time, so maybe we don't take the glass right now. If I had the ability to take one nap, I took so many naps my senior year of high school, but after I graduated, I could probably count on one hand. It's been a year almost on the dot. It'll be a year on the dot in like 2 days after I've graduated high school. I could probably count on 3 fingers the amount of times I've taken a nap on any given day. Did we ever get the glass conditional Joker sticker? We have not gotten a glass Joker sticker. I don't think I have a single sticker on glass Joker. Maybe skip. I thought retriggered glass card was the Balatro meta. It is, but we don't have a way to retrigger it right now, so it's maybe not super worth. I could take a so the purple seal is costing us a mult on the green Joker, but in exchange we get a tarot card. And it's also just a bonus ace that we could play if maybe we don't want to waste the mult on Grimbo if we don't need a tarot card. I think the purple seal is definitely worth picking up. We can reroll once. Let's... Okay, so there's a couple of options that we could do. We could take Seeing Double, but without Splash, that's completely worthless because we're playing high card. We could take the Emperor, but I kind of want to keep the Hungman in hand. We could actually take both of these. I think I'm going to do that. Let's take the Emperor, and then let's spin. Get a nope. That's unfortunate. Go next. It is, but we're also playing high card with like only 4 mult, so you're doubling absolutely jack twice, so it's not really worth. I mean, it's worth later on in the game, right? But yeah, right now, exactly what Schmeckles said is maybe not so good right this second. We could make more bonus cards. I'm super down to do that. We could play the high card 9. Do we maybe want to sift for that purple seal? I don't think it's worth sifting for, but I think it's... I don't think it's ever worth sifting for, but I think it's always worth discarding for. And maybe we play the ace of clubs to, like, find... Like, maybe we play ace high there to cycle 5 cards so that we can find it without using our discards. We could play the flush for a lucky card. We could play the high card for a lucky card. Does flush win? No, it absolutely does because we have 2 bonus cards and a bunch of jokers outside of Supernova. I think we just play the high card queen to see if we get money from that, and we don't. Did you enjoy your butt getting touched today? I did, Andy. I know you're 19, but the beard adds about 6 years to you. Ain't nobody would ID you in the great state of Utah. I had a laugh the first time. For the people in this chat who know the Unseen Explosion, I had a very big laugh the first time I talked to him. Because the Unseen Explosion is 28. Pre 2 weeks ago, he was 10. He was a decade older than me. He thought that I was like 24, and I literally thought he was somebody that maybe graduated like a year ahead of me. The Unseen Explosion does not look his age whatsoever. He looks 10 years younger than he is. Like, he looked 19 to me when I was 18, and he thought that I was way older than I was, which I thought was kind of funny. Should I be concerned? No, it's fine. It's fine. Guess who got too sleepy in their pilots? I'm going to assume pilots class and dropped a metal bar on their forehead. Oh, no. I'm sorry, Ghost. That's unfortunate. Okay. Let's take the Hungman here. Let's open the Celestial Pack for the guaranteed Pluto. I know you're 19 is an absolutely wild way to start a sentence. Without context, maybe. Okay, let's hang our lower cards. And then maybe we make a gold ace since we're playing our lower cards to scale the Grimbo. Pilates? Is that really how it's pronounced? That's crazy. It does not look like that at all, but I trust you. The fish on a high card build is maybe a little bit frustrating. Excuse me, but I don't think it matters that much. Let's sacrifice the Jimbo Mult. I think that was a really good play. Let's maybe put our lucky cards. I don't want to put the lucky cards on the red seal because that's like mega gambling. So maybe we put the lucky cards on like these. And then we don't really have anything else in the deck. I guess we could look for the gold ace. So maybe we do play a bunch of cards at once. 19,000 on a hand. I'm lying? Why would you trust me? Well, Ghost said yep. So apparently you're not lying. Double lie, I wasn't lying, but now you know you can't trust me. See? See? Okay, we'll attempt to sandbag here. I don't think we actually... I don't know why I did that. I should have played the lucky card. There was no way that a lower high card was even getting close to us losing. Or not winning, rather. We could take the ramen, because at this point, the red card is plus 16. If we sold the red card, we would still get... bare minimum, not even looking at Supernova, plus 64 from Grimbo, and that's also before Polychrome. So Ramen is a huge upgrade from red card, so I think we definitely take that. I'm also gonna take reroll surplus. We could have opened a Celestial pack, we could have opened an Arcana pack, but this blind is 60k, so we maybe don't need like any more scoring, especially with the addition of Ramen to score out of this blind. So I think we're completely fine to just go next. We can play the King High. I mean, this wins, but I guess the purple seal, when we already have the gold card in hand, maybe we don't care about the purple seal. I don't think I care about it enough to like cycle cards and get rid of Molt on Grimbo. Blame the guy with that last name, Joseph. Hang on, I gotta look up how to say it again. Pilates. What a goofball, man. Okay, this could be kind of funny. We could take a foil Space Joker. Maybe we don't take it because it's Eternal. I think if this was not Eternal, or even if it was Rental, this would be like a snap pick at this point in the game over Delayed Grat. But with it being Eternal, I don't know if I really love this. So I think I am going to skip the Space Joker. We could death a bonus queen or a lucky king. We could make more lucky cards, or we could make a wild card. Wild card for what we're doing probably just gets that particular card debuffed on more bosses, and that's it. I think maybe we death the bonus queen. How many more gold stickers needed? I don't know exactly the number of gold stickers needed, but I think we have like 60 or 70 gold stickers currently in our possession. That's completely speculative. I don't know for certain, but I think that's about how many we have. We could make a glass card. We could also copy our purple seal, which I'm somewhat inclined to do, particularly because it's a bonus card. So like worst case scenario, it's just a bunch of chips, which is not that bad. What's our boss? The Clurb? I don't think we care about the Clurb whatsoever. Let's maybe make another purple seal ace, and we'll go next. Probably don't want the ethereal tag. I must say, if we had an Elden Ring or basically any Metroidvania, I'd watch all the way through. Stream, I forgot y'all can't read my mind. Are you talking about like playing on stream? I've been thinking about doing some variety content here or there. I don't know if that's actually going to happen, but I have been thinking about it. Catching Shock Live, Bod Boy No More. Welcome in Help a Gamer Hotline. W username. That's actually sick. Appreciate you being here, man. Let's maybe keep all of our lucky cards in hand just so I can gamble on Molt and or money. Let's maybe do this to try and find some more. I guess our purple seal is what we're looking for the most. Big love, my dude. I've binged so many of my videos. Hell yeah, brother. That's what I love to hear. We probably don't want a rental bull, especially with foil blue joker. We've scaled high card a decent bit. That's maybe not that great. It's kind of like a quasi ×2, I guess, with our current chips. Purely talking about jokers, not necessarily like high card scaling and such, but I think we just don't take it anyway. Says the man who said that niching down to Balatro was very beneficial for them. Well, that's why I would, okay, see, this is what I'm thinking. Also, snap picking the blue seal. The blue seal is huge. If I were to do variety content, I would probably start a new channel for it. Because I want to continue doing the daily Balatro uploads on my channel, since A, they do so well, and B, they're pretty damn fun to make. But I've also been thinking about, because there aren't many days where I have like a ton of time that I could be doing it, but there are days where I have time that I'm just like sitting at my desk where like I could be making things, but I'm not. So maybe like during that time I could just have some early streams where we just play random variety stuff, and then I could put that on like a second channel type shit. I don't know. It's a very much so like work in progress idea, but I have thought about it a little bit. Anyway, let's ship this. Okay. Let's maybe discard the purple seal. Hungman. Oh, I completely forgot about Ramen. That was a pretty big misplay, but we also got a Hungman and we got our blue seal in hand, so it's fine. If you were to switch it up, what would you want to pivot to? If I were to like pivot the entire channel to a different game, I probably wouldn't if I'm keeping it 100% real. We've been thinking Battlefront 2, and I've been trying to get him to play Siege. I'm not playing Siege. First off, I'd be ass at Siege, but second off, Siege is ass, so I'm not playing it anyway. So Tarkov, got it. For sure, for sure. Cheese tasting channel? Wait, you actually are onto something there. Chat. Starting tomorrow, we're a cheese tasting channel. Gouda is the first video. Maybe because we have so many queens and because we need some extra scoring. See, glass is still like not... I think I'm just going to take temperance here. Like, glass cards are really good for in the late game, but we still don't have like a chat or something like that. So we maybe like... Especially since our high card is only level 7, we maybe don't want the glass cards. They really want me to take them, though. Ultimate Marvel versus Capcom 3. Wait, that's comp. Gouda? You could Gouda so much better. Chat, am I stupid if I say I don't understand the joke there? Chat, do I look like a big dumb idiot? We could take a Lucky Cat, and it would be Times Mult, which is very good for us, especially staring down the barrel of Anti-7. Especially maybe staring down the barrel of the Eye. The problem with Lucky Cat is we have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 Lucky cards in a 49-card deck. And we're playing high cards, so we're maybe playing 1, 2 lucky cards per blind, and they're definitely not guaranteed to trigger, so the Lucky Cat is probably just a ×1 joker for ever, which is really bad. We could take To the Moon. I think To the Moon is actually more econ than Delayed Grat at this point in time, so I will rotate him in for the time being. This boss is really scary. I'm very glad that we picked up, what's it called? Director's Cut. I think we Director's Cut next ante. Maybe if I was paying attention more and I remembered that we had Director's Cut, maybe I saved $10 for a reroll, because this boss probably murders us, but I think we can do it next ante and still be kind of fine. We still get like a full shop beforehand. United States has a huge cheese culture, but only for like 2 different cheeses. LOL, ain't nobody knows about Gouda. Bro, Gouda is underrated, alright? I will say that. Gouda is comp, man. I really want to discard the max to cycle cards in, but maybe with the ramen, we only discard the purple seal, and that's it. Maybe we do the same thing there. Gonna copy this blue seal. The blue seal is comp. I think sun is effectively just a $1 voucher, which I'm not like hugely disappointed with. Let's maybe play these 3 so that I can cycle some cards. Okay, how many points do we get with the bonus queen? Bonus queen gets us, after the Grimbo +1, 60k probably. Bonus red seal queen, that is. Just under 60k. Okay, we scale Pluto. We get lots of money from To the Moon. I must agree, whole grade keeps on talking about some shadow character. What is Siege even about at this point? I mean, it looks cool. Like, I've watched Siege content, and it looks like it would be fun to play, but I just think it would be ass at it, and I don't think anybody wants to watch a Balatro player learn how to play Siege for what would probably be like 10 hours before I got good. Like, even relatively good. We could take a standard pack here. Maybe we should be looking for more scoring, so maybe we reroll instead of taking the standard pack. We could also find like a blue seal or something. I think I'm gonna reroll here. Marble Joker's not great, but it is kind of scoring. I would maybe be inclined to take a Marble Joker just for the time being, if it wasn't eternal. Nelly with the follow, welcome in. Let's take this Empress and reroll one more time. Hollow Astronomer, pretty not great. I think I am going to take Tower here over Empress. Hollow Astronomer's really bad, bro. It's got me geeked. And I forgot to save $10 again. So we'll just reroll right now. The arm is frustrating, but we probably pass away less on the arm than we do on the eye. Let's maybe make a stone card, and then let's scale Pluto, since we're probably going to be losing a lot of levels to the arm. Let's discard the purple seal. Steel is not that great. Maybe we save it for the boss, since we can probably get out of this blind somewhat easily. Chip it. Quantum Nelly is my Twitch account. Better believe I want them stream notifs. I got you. I got you. Appreciate the follow, man. Let's play the lucky card. So we're getting... That was a bonus queen, right? So bonus queen... Oh, bonus queen with stone card. Nets us 76k. When is it a good idea to scale high card? Always feels like a waste to me as a new Balatro player in comparison to focusing on anything else. High card is the utmost of consistency for a build. Generally, with a run like mine, you maybe want to do pair more often, because pair has synergy with more things. Like the duo is a very easy ×2 if you can find it to fit into pair builds. There's lots of early jokers that say, like, if hand contains a pair, do yada yada yada, which is probably better. Scaling pair also gets you more points than high card. But high card gives you like the ultimate freedom with like what cards you want to leave in your hand, how many cards you want to play. You're 9 times out of 10, you're going to be top decking at least one pair anyway, so you're never really going to have to worry about drawing a pair. But high card, since it's literally just playing any card, you are always guaranteed to have high card in hand, which is almost never relevant, but like it can be. Generally, high card is just a little bit more consistent, but pairs, I would say, are still probably better just because they synergize with more things, they scale faster, etc. For this run in particular, we did high card just because it was easy early on because of Supernova hitting it. We maybe take a Celestial pack go next here just to offset some of the damage that the arm is going to inevitably do to us. What are we looking for to score out of the arm? Probably looking for our red seal queens, probably looking for our stone card. I think the ultimate hand would be high card, red seal, bonus queen, stone card. If we could top deck both of those, that would be pretty cool. I would even be maybe willing to discard. Ramen makes it really hard for us to discard. Maybe we don't want to discard. I think we can just barely make it out of here alive, but it's going to be a little bit tough. Let's maybe put our steel on this blue seal, since we're going to be wanting to keep our blue seal in hand anyway. Let's maybe save the queen for if we have a rock. Most used by far for me is scaling 2 pair, but I find that it's harder to adapt late game if I don't get lucky. Yeah, absolutely. And also what Schmeckles said in chat, there's like a lot less stuff that cares about 2 pair specifically, so it can be a little bit difficult to just find combo pieces for it. In general, I would say pair is better than 2 pair. Obviously, pair, like the planet cards, scale faster, and spare trousers is like an incredibly strong scaling joker. You could probably make an argument that spare trousers is the best scaling mult joker in the game. But you're trading a lot of consistency. You have to play double the amount of cards, and more importantly, you have to find double the amount of cards in your hand in order to reliably play 2 pair as opposed to pair. So maybe it's not all that great. Just for a little bit more scoring. Because all the same jokers care about 2 pair, so literally the only thing that you're getting from 2 pairs scales slightly higher than pair, which is good, but like maybe it's not as good as we think it is. Let's maybe play the ace high just to cycle more cards instead of relying on... the mult trigger is pretty cool, though. Let's ship this. Damn. The mult trigger on a steel with a steel card could have been very nice, which is why I wanted to try that, but that's okay. Let's do this. Yeah, and then I think even with all the damage that the arm has done to our planet card scale, I did not know that you could do this with the boss blind pucks. That's kind of hilarious. No competitive value whatsoever, but like that's kind of funny. I think with this red seal bonus queen, we definitely still win here. Okay, huge. I found that out when I got mobile. I had no idea that you could do that. That actually made me so happy for no reason. If there was Balatro merch, I would immediately burn all my money to buy the pants IRL. Yo, IRL spare trousers. I know you've brought this up in my stream before, but IRL spare trousers would go so incredibly hard. Let's maybe open the buffoon pack just to find more scoring. I know my chat is going to yell at me to take the dagger, but dagger is absolutely not the play here. Purely because the only thing that it could hit is a green joker, which is already way better than dagger could ever be, or a ramen, which exact same case. So this is very unfortunately just a skip for us. I think Verdant Leaf is a little bit sad. Maybe we reroll Verdant Leaf, but I think... See, the problem with rerolling Verdant Leaf is that we could get Violet Vessel. And if we get Violet Vessel, pretty much the only... Like, Verdant Leaf, we still have a decent chance to win against if we find a good Joker to take. Violet Vessel, we, like, guaranteed die on the build that we're playing. Let's maybe take this Planet Pack, do a little bit of scaling. Let's reroll one time just to see if there's anything good here. Maybe Spoil Swash we could rotate in just for some more points. Since we probably need more points to get past Verdant Leaf and maybe a couple of these blinds. I could be convinced to do that for the time being. It's gonna neuter our econ for a second, but that's okay, methinks. Let's maybe try and get glass on one of these red... Well, I guess if we're Verdant Leafing, it doesn't really matter. Never mind. Let's do this. I thought Director's Cut was only for one blind. It's one reroll per boss. So we could still definitely use it here. And it is only a 1 in... How many like, endgame bosses are there? There's 6, right? Or are there 5? Blinds. 1, 2... Oh, there's only 5. So it is only like a 1 in 4 that we lose, because Cerulean Bell we probably care about. Not at all. Acorn... we only have 1 times mult Joker, so Acorn just beforehand, we literally just grab Ramen and shift it to the right, and then Acorn's a big nothing burger. Crimson Heart could be pretty bad, but like it's probably just as bad, if not a little worse than Verdant Leaf. Maybe rerolling is not that great here, because Crimson Heart is probably worse than Verdant Leaf on average, and Vessel is like impossible. Amber Acorn and Cerulean Bell are literally free, but it's a 50-50 to win, as opposed to like Verdant Leaf is maybe already a 50-50 to win. So maybe rerolling is not great. We have a Wheel of Fortune chance here. I mean, I hit the wheel earlier, so maybe that's not the best thing to be saying. I mean, the bonus is doing quite a bit for our score, to be fair, but if we're scoring... See, we scored approximately 300k on that boss, so maybe if we just find, like, 1 more Joker that can score us pretty well, we can win. Bull is probably not it. Could also take Hieroglyph, but I think Hieroglyph is living very dangerously. Hieroglyph gives us more time to find some combo pieces, but it also makes us still play Verdant Leaf, which Verdant Leaf at 200k points probably does not matter. But we also only have 3 hands at that point, so like maybe if we take Hieroglyph and we scale down to Ante-7 we probably breeze through. But maybe the next Ante-8, when we only have 3 hands, is a big problem. I'm going to take this Arcana pack and purely just to gamble on a Hermie. We do not find the Hermie. However, we could copy a blue seal, or we could copy a red seal queen, or we could make a gold card. Or we could strength, but strength literally does not matter here. I think maybe let's make our blue seal a gold card. Particularly, literally just for this blind right here. Since Verdant Leaf is obviously endgame. I'm kind of wondering if I should take this voucher. I think I'm just going to immediately go next. And try and gauge my score on this blind. The voucher is not completely rubbing me the wrong way, but I think it's still maybe pretty risky. 135k on a hand. Let's see how much. This is like a hand that we would be playing into Verdant Leaf. If this makes at least 100k, which it definitely doesn't, but if this makes at least 100k, then we can just blow all of our money on trying to find more scoring. 95k, so we're like just short. Liu definitely said that wrong with the follow. Welcome in. Thank you, man. Maybe we play a lucky card to try and get some money here. So yeah, we're making like 95,000 on a hand, which is quite literally just shy on Verdant Leaf. So maybe if we find like 1 more quality Joker, that Hermit there is huge. Or maybe if we just find like a Pluto or 2, we can get past this boss. A Polychrome from a wheel would be really cool. Unfortunate. We could take another Pluto. That's comp. Hollow Constellation this late in the game is definitely not the play. Nor is Ride the Bus. None of these really do anything for us. I'm somewhat tempted to take Hieroglyph. I think maybe we just burn all of our money here to try and find something in this last shop. And then we go to Verdant Leaf. I think we're going to end up being fine. Obviously, since all of our cards are debuffed. Oh, wait, I guess we could... Yeah, I've been thinking about this, like, very wrong. I completely forgot that you can sell a Joker to get rid of the Verdant Leaf debuff. Is selling a foil Swashbuckler maybe worth it? We have our Steel card in hand, too, and a bonus 5. The bonus 5 is admittedly a little awkward. But we were making pretty decent score without the Swashbuckler. Maybe we sell the Swashbuckler to get our enhancements back. Let's maybe play one hand. I'll play this hand with everything debuffed, and we'll gauge where our score is. Obviously, we scaled Pluto more, so if we make 100k in a hand, we can just leave. And maybe if we don't, maybe if we're just shy, we sell the Swash. Okay. In theory, we're completely fine. Still gonna be a little bit wary. Wary? But in theory, we're completely fine. There's another 100k. It's going to be close just because Blue Joker is not giving us as many points, but I think we are completely fine to take the W here as long as I continue to play high card. Nice. That's a W. That is a first game dub. Holy moly. It's been a while since we had a first game W. That run was an hour long. I can tell that I was... I said last night that I was watching Balatro University, and I felt like my Balatro IQ went up by quite a bit. I can definitely tell that I was taking some Balatro University into consideration here because this was an hour-long run. Normally my runs take like half that amount of time. But turns out when you actually think through every play and like think about what's in your shops instead of just snap picking random shit, you actually like win your runs. Who would have thought of that? Crazy piece of Balatro tech for the noobs out there. You're going more my speed now? Well, that's good. You should probably continue to go your speed instead of trying to get to my speed. Slow and steady does win the race, as they say. What do you need, Andrew? What do you need? Can we maybe take this into endless mode? We would have won in half the time if we took Daga. No, we wouldn't have. We would have. The run would have been half as long, but it would have been because we passed away. Let's take this into endless mode. Mike, what have you been doing? You're looking at it, bro. For the record, I don't think this goes anywhere in endless mode, but let's just take it to endless mode for no particular reason. I think we die right here, like literally. So Swashbuckler is plus 12 mult. It is chips, but maybe since we've scaled high card quite a bit, Steel Joker is enough mult to get by here. Since times 1.2 is still much greater than 12. I've never asked that question, endless mode every single time. I'm starting to go into endless a bit more. Good night, gangsta. I used to go into endless like literally every run, and then for whatever reason I just stopped doing it. We could play the bonus queen. 119. I think that just barely gets us there, does it not? Let's play the bonus ace instead of discarding for a tarot card. Let's play the lucky queen. Hopefully get some money. Nope. Statistically, there's a Perkeo in the next shop. There definitely is not a Perkeo in the next shop. Hey, good night, Ghost. Thank you for popping in. Mike, were you sad Murdoch wasn't at grad? A little bit, but I mean, he's got shit that he's doing, you know? It's aight. Let's maybe pop the Emperor, looking for... I was literally going to say Chariot. That's huge. For the record, I think the blinds maybe scale too fast for that to be relevant. I've watched the VODs lately, so I can check what you did later. Well, I appreciate it. What's with the no answering, Mike? Jesus, man. I literally just answered you. What are the odds of per KO? Per KO is what? I think legendary cards are like a 0.3% chance of spawning, and per KO is a 1 in 5 chance of being a legendary card. So the chance of a per KO spawning is like what? 0.06 in theory. In every like slot in an Arcana pack or in a Spectral pack. So it's like less than a... It's 0.06%. We'll go with that. Just a shame I can't chat along. I mean, you gotta sleep though. The body needs sleep, man. Got it once late game, felt like I was given a golden toilet I didn't know what to do with. That's the best description of per KO I think I've ever seen. I think I read it's 0.003. It's a 0.3% chance. So it would be what, like a 0.003 and 1? It would be 1 to 0.003 or some shit like that. I don't know. I'm not a statistician. Ask Kita about that when she joins, man. We maybe just want to play the bonus card here for more chips. Take care, Ghost. I think we die here. We maybe want to discard. That's exactly what I wanted to see. I think we still die, for the record. Just barely. Alright, that was a good run, though. That was pretty nice. Good first run W. Taking a shot every time you don't get per KO in the shop, you will pass away by probably round 4. Alright. Let's shift over to blue deck. See what we can get our hands on. We could go for either straight, but the higher straight has the best probability of winning. We could now go for a full house. I'm somewhat inclined to keep going for the straight. I'm so VOD-rotted, I was confused when I didn't hear silly music after seeing the death screen. That's awesome. Okay, queen through 8 precisely wins. Or I guess not precisely, but it is like the smallest straight that wins in one hand. We could take a Mercury, but we don't really know what we're doing yet, so maybe that's not a good play. Buffoon pack is probably the best shot. Chat, which buffoon pack do we take? I'll let chat decide. Do we take the blue pill or the red pill, so to speak? Do we go for the left or right buffoon pack? Yo, same. I almost paused the stream thinking it was a VOD. Zach in YouTube chat is saying left. Do we have any argument? Going once. Going twice. I think we're taking the left pack. I concur with that statement. We're taking the left buffoon pack. Per KO inside? That is not how that works. We could so both of these are bad, but especially since the juggler is perishable, the hologram has more potential to be good. Both of these for very early in the game do virtually nothing. In fact, for the very early game, I would say juggler is probably better because it increases your chances of finding like a flush. But hologram has a lot of potential to go to scale out of control in the late game, so let's maybe take hologram here over a perishable, what's it called? Juggler. We could take another buffoon pack to see if we get like some plus mult or something. However, especially considering we're on the blue deck and we have 5 hands, I think maybe we just go to the next ante and save some of our money, since we probably only need like 2 flushes or a flush and a straight or something like that to win. Like, this should be fine. And then because we have the blue deck, we get the extra $1, even though we're winning in 2 hands. Ooh, another not so great shop. This is a very speculative shop. We could take the Spectral Pack. In fact, Spectral Pack is actually probably... Maybe the Spectral Pack is not as speculative as it normally would be, because normally I don't like Incantation, I don't like Grim, and I don't like whatever the face cards one is, I forget. But those are all pretty good with a hologram, especially this early, so maybe the Spectral Pack is not super speculative, and so we take it. We could take a Grim, or we could take a Hex. They both effectively add the same exact amount of mult. I think Hex is definitely better here. Grim gets us enhanced cards, but Hex gets us polychrome, which is multiplicative on top. It's not like a 1.5 that the Joker gets. It is a 1.5 on top of whatever the Joker is. So, like, if we take Grim and then add 2 cards, I guess adding 2 cards is bad because it would be 1.5 squared instead of 2. But y'all catch my drift. Like, Grim is better for the early game. Hex is better for the late game. And especially with the 5 hands that were afforded in the blue deck, maybe we take Hex here. I think that's a pretty good play. Could rip the Arcana pack, but that's very speculative, especially for this early. We could take the Fool. But again, we're not guaranteed to get anything that the Fool really cares about. So maybe we just go next. Let's play... We actually maybe should play the Full House, since that only gets rid of 2 spades. We could pretty easily find... Oh, never mind. I wasn't paying attention to the boss. Chat, pay attention to your boss blinds. #1 lesson that I can teach you as a Balatro player. Pay attention to your bosses. Reading the card explains the card. The prof said it best. Let's do this. We can probably play 2 pair and win here. If not, I was going to say we have the workings of a straight, but we probably don't after the hook discards because the hook is a meanie. Okay, so we're taking maybe 1 more hand than is desirable to win here, but that's completely fine. Especially on the blue deck, we still get like a decent amount of money. Eternal 8-ball is terrible, to say the least. The standard pack starts scaling hologram, but maybe we take the celestial pack instead, since we want a higher base mult for the hex to hit on hologram, as opposed to just putting the hologram to times 1.25 when our highest hand that we can feasibly make is still times 4. Like, even if we hit flush, like, I'm not a big fan of flush, but even if we hit flush from a celestial pack, that's a +2 to our multiplier. If we add a card from a standard pack, that's effectively a +1. I guess it's only a +1 ignoring hex. Maybe adding a card is still better since we have hex, because adding a card would make this times 1.25 times 1.5, which wouldn't that be more than +2? That's only for flush though. If we get like a Saturn or something, I think Saturn ends up being better, but we probably shouldn't be banking on the fact of us getting like 1.5 times 1.25. I can do math. Times 4 is 7.5. And that's actually worse than Saturn too, so opening the standard pack is actually always better here for the short term. Hydrating with water instead of Arizona. Look at you being healthy. Hell yeah, man. We probably want a gold card more than a lucky card. Actually, maybe the lucky card is better. Because the lucky card can also... If the lucky card hits Molt, we're really happy because hologram probably just gets us out of the blind. But if the lucky card hits money, we're still really happy because we have money. The wall is also like really unfortunate. Absolute worst comes to worst, we have a boss tag in our big blind. Probably don't want to be banking on taking that, but like it's always a possibility, right? Maybe we play the straight here instead of the flush so that we can use our lucky card. Grab the lucky card and 8-ball. There's an oops in the next shop. If there's an oops in the next shop, I will be flabbergasted. What's better, clubs or diamonds? Neither, but diamonds is by a little bit. Oh wait, we have 4 clubs. Never mind. I thought we had 4 diamonds for some reason. Okay, now we're in a top deck scenario, which is really bad. Maybe we play the 2 pair. That's 157. If we keep playing 2 pairs, we can get out of this blind. We don't find another 2 pair. This is the worst hand I've ever seen. Hearts flush is maybe not that bad. Another 2 pair gets us out of here. So we have no 8s, no 7s. We have 3 6s, 1 5, 2 10s. 3 queens. Maybe we do this in hopes of finding a 2 pair. Is there a skip blind that you see that is an automatic grab every time? That is horrible. I think we just barely pass away here. That's actually so unfortunate. By 6 points, man. Shite. Also, we should have... I did the math completely wrong retrospectively. We definitely should have taken the Celestial pack instead of the Standard pack. That's where I screwed up. Is there a skip line that you see that is an automatic grab every time? Most of them seem pretty trash to me, TBH. Investment tag, if you get it ante-1, is a grab every single time. If you get it ante-2, if you have like an extremely powerful build going and you're low on money, you could take it. After ante-3, nothing is worth taking, and in antes 1 and 2, nothing besides investment tag is worth taking. I think pretty much every skip. Obviously, there's some scenarios where like maybe you have one boss blind that really counterplays you, and you don't see like a luchador in your shop or something, so you could take a boss tag to reroll that boss blind. Or maybe you're playing like a Baron build, but you're still not super strong, so maybe you take like a juggle tag to get past a certain blind. But in general, investment tag is like the only good skip tag. The other ones are very situational at best and just complete trash at worst. I'm gonna run the blue deck back. I think that's a very unfortunate loss for us, and I would like to remedy that. This flush is really bad if we find it, but it's still a flush at the end of the day. We have 3-of-a-kind 3s here. Maybe, since our flush is so bad, we play 3-of-a-kind 3s anyway, just to cycle some more cards without using our discard. Let's look for the hearts flush still. We don't find it. That's really sad. Is this really about to take me 4 hands to get through? Okay, just barely did it in 3. Maybe not the best start to a run, but we get an extra $1 because of blue deck, so that's okay. Sun is really bad. Buffoon Pack is better than Celestial Pack. Let's rip it. Early Fib is very nice. I find Mega Buffoon Pack to be one of the most frequent skip tags I take because I keep taking silly boys and screw myself over with no shmoney, but like don't do that. Mega Buffoon Tag is pretty good, I would say round 4. If you just have like a bunch of perishables, or maybe you just don't find anything in your early shops and you're taking like planet cards to survive. I think round 4 Mega Buffoon Tag, like right here in Ante 2, this small blind skip in Ante 2. Mega Buffoon Tag right there is actually pretty good. Love your answers to all my questions. Well, it depends. I mean, yeah, that's why I feel bad answering questions, because like that is the answer to pretty much every question. Pretty much every question that you'll ask me about Balatro is going to be some form of, well, it depends. Depends on the scenario. You've been really helpful. I appreciate you. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate you. We could take Perishable Astronomer for some planet cards. That's maybe not that great. We could take Paintbrush. I think Paintbrush is a very solid voucher, but maybe we don't take it. Maybe we don't get rid of all of our money to take it, is what I meant to say. Excuse me. I don't know. Paintbrush is very powerful, though, and we're already scoring pretty high with Fib. So if we can find like a good straight for Fib, we probably just always get $4 at the end of a blind. I think I like Certificate better here, though. I think Certificate is extremely slept on in the majority of runs. I think the worst tag that you get from Certificate is a Red Seal, but even a Red Seal you can put enhancement on, and then you're never really sad to see it, right? It's a pretty good straight that we could take here. Emperor. We do get the straight. Let's put gold on you. Let's maybe take the Priestess. I think with the +8 mult from Fib, we definitely don't need Saturn here. But maybe we pop the Saturn for Fib anyway, because Fib ace through 5 is like a pretty damn good hand. That's literally just a +32 mult if we can play ace through 5. If you ask anything about Black or Celestial Pack, you can get a pretty straightforward answer. Are you talking about the decks? Not Celestial Pack, I'm geeked. I meant Nebula deck. We could take a Standard Pack. Maybe we don't care about anything in the Standard Packs because we have a Certificate that's just generating value. We could take a Planet Pack. We're blocking with Saturn and Mars, so we have, I think, pretty much the only thing that we care about pre-deck fixing for Fib would be either like Flush or Full House. Pre-deck fixing, maybe 4 of a kind like Aces or something like that is far too difficult to come across, even though it would be pretty comp. I think I'm cool with just skipping, honestly, just to get my money up. Could take an Orbital Tag for upgrading Flush. The issue with that is I hate Flush runs, so probably not doing that, if I'm being completely honest. Another Purple Seal. We do have a Full House that would score us out, but we also have a straight that is relatively good. Maybe we do this and we still look for the Full House. I'm going to sell Mars for a tarot card. Perfect. I don't think we really care about strengthening anything right now, but we could definitely strength some stuff for Fib and maybe do like a 4 of a kind type run. Sock is cool, but we don't really have much that works with it right now, and also I probably want to keep Fib for as long as I can, particularly because it doesn't have a gold seal. So maybe we don't take Sock because it probably doesn't re-trigger anything that we care about when we're playing Fib. We could take a Celestial Pack, but we very obviously have not needed to at this given point in time. We could take a Standard Pack, but again, the Certificate probably doesn't want us to be doing that, and Gluttonous Joker is kind of just a worse Fib. Let's maybe just go next again. Flush runs always get me into trouble late game. Yeah, flush is just a really bad scaling hand. IMO. I'm feeling a Baron run right around the corner. Welcome in the Baron. Famous Balatro Joker that makes their way into my Twitch chat. All right, I guess we're playing 8s. That's a pretty good strength if you ask me. Let's maybe sell the Saturn so that I can get some more tarot cards. What would we think about a Joker that re-triggered discard effects? That... I feel like it would be pretty weak, honestly. It's a cool idea. Holy hell, Polychrome Fib. That kind of makes me horny, I'm not gonna lie. It's a cool effect, but I don't think it's, like... I don't know. I don't think there's enough that you would care about that re-triggering. Because literally the only thing that I could think about that would matter for off the top of my head is Mail-In and Purple Seals. Which, like, those are both incredibly good things to be re-triggering, but that's also, like, what? 2 effects out of so many in the game. Burnt Joker would be another good one, but, like, synergies with just a couple Jokers is pretty bad, right? Well, I don't know. I guess Mime, in theory, you only really use it for, like, gold cards and stuff like that. I could see it working. I think it would have to be uncommon, though, like Mime. Common makes it too broken, and rare makes it not unusable, but underwhelming. Bang. 13 smackaroonies. I'm immediately picking up this Hermie for more money. I know it'd be weak, but low-key, I think it would be hilarious to double ramen discards. Oh, that would be terrible. Let's maybe take this voucher. We probably don't care about it, but maybe just to get it out of the pool, we take it anyway. Gonna ignore the standard pack for all the reasons that I've been listing. Probably Venus is the best thing in this pack. Straight, of course, scales better, but I think with Fib, and especially with us strengthening some extra 8s, maybe 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind is more the line that we're working towards. Pareidolia does not matter whatsoever. Maybe we take Ice Cream even though it's a rental, just to supplement our score. Okay, Red Seal Queen. Probably don't care much about that. I've hit a Purple Seal every single card except for this one. That's crazy. Let's go for this. Need 1 more 8. Kind of unfortunate. Does this win? Maybe with Ice Cream this wins? Nice. Oh, it absolutely wins. Okay. Hey! Speak of the devil, we definitely... Baron, I'm so sorry. We have the Baron in our chat right now. I can't take this. This is very not good for what we're trying to do. This is very not good for what we're trying to do. So I definitely am not taking that, but W cameo. We could take the Hermit. We could... I'm selling the Lovers. I don't think that matters at all. Actually, we could, like, maybe flush 5. It's probably not happening, but, like, there's a chance, so I'll do it. We could make another wild card. What's our boss as well? The House. I hate the House. We could take Hermit for $20. That's probably the most value that we're going to get out of this pack. So let's take that. Let's take the Celestial pack. 4 of a kind, huge. Maybe Riff Raff is not that... I was going to say not that bad. I meant to say not that good. Maybe Eternal Gold Joker is not that good. Rental Matador, that doesn't trigger. Let's just go next. Meteor Tag and Charm Tag. I don't believe we care about either of those. Let's discard down for 8 since we already have the 2 aces. Hungman. Let's do this. Since Fib does not care about either of these and we're not really playing into 5s, and strengthening a 6 into an 8 is kind of a tall order. Let's maybe play the Gold Seal Queen since it's money positive. And then let's play the Full House with Fib. Let's maybe discard these 3 just in case we get a gold card. Huge. Tip it. I take Hermit over almost everything. The money usually overrides any benefit I would get. That's kind of the idea with Hermit, right? It's just the money that you get from it is really good. We could take a banner, but with the game plan that we're going with, it's pretty bad, I would say. Could take a Mega Celestial, but that's kind of a lot of money for maybe not a guarantee that we find what we're looking for. It's looking like Full House / 3 of a kind more than 4 of a kind for right now, just because our deck is so large because of the certificate. Maybe now that we have a gold seal and 3 purple seals, let's get rid of the certificate. I would kind of like a blue seal, but I think the certificate is going to end up doing more harm than good for us, especially if it makes like another red seal or something. Because if we want to start pivoting into like Full House / 4 of a kind for Fib, we want our deck to be relatively fixed, right? So let's take Tarot Merchant so that we can make deck fixing a bit easier. Let's take the standard pack in case there is a blue seal. Gold seal, gold card. I know I just said we wanted to fix our deck, but that's pretty tough for me to pass up on if I'm keeping it a stack. Photograph doesn't really do anything for us, but we can take Hierophant and not worry about losing interest. This is a pretty bad hand. Let's maybe play this because it's money positive and it cycles a bunch of cards. We lose some chips on Ice Cream, but we shouldn't need all of the chips on Ice Cream anyway. Let's run it back with another gold seal. Let's use our last discard. Looking for an ace and an 8. We found an 8. We did not find the ace. Maybe with Ice Cream if we... I don't want to get rid of the gold on the 8, but we're probably going to be playing the 8 a lot anyway, so maybe we do this, and then with Fib, bonus cards, and Ice Cream, maybe the 2 pair wins. Maybe, yeah, okay, we didn't even need to use the Hierophant, actually. I could have kept the gold on it, but that's okay. Empress probably does not matter all that much. Let's look in these Buffoon packs to see if there's anything we care about here. Could maybe take a Square. We're playing a lot of extra hands just to cycle stuff anyway. Maybe it's a bit late for Square, so maybe we take Wrathful. Square would also probably want us ditching Ice Cream since it's a rental and we can't really afford 2 rentals. Let's take Square for the time being, but I don't think we're really going to get much value out of it. That Fibonacci card looks so pretty. Yeah, Polychrome Fib is actually comp. I love that. Popcorn's bad here, but like we'll take it anyway because it's not really... There's no reason not to. We could ride the bus. That cuts into our interest a little bit. Even if we sell Popcorn, and maybe we don't need it because we have Fib. Let's move on. House. Let's discard a bunch. We getting gay numbers with that Poly Fib. Hell yeah. Preach. We can strength for another 8. We can play 4 cards to scale the Square. Now we have 4 of a kind, and we have a gold seal. So let's play the gold seal, scale the Square. Let's continue to scale the square and just look for various value pieces in our deck that we can keep in our hand. Maybe some gold cards. Okay. The strength is not really doing anything for us, and maybe we keep the fool in case we find something cool in our next shop. We play the 4 of a kind to win here. Nice. I think we'll probably keep this square joker, honestly. It's a little late, but in theory we can catch up since we have the blue deck. We have some extra hands that we can be playing. We're starting to get to the point where maybe 4 of a kind 8s. We have 7 8s in the deck, and we're cycling hands anyway to scale the square joker. So maybe taking Mars here isn't that bad. Maybe the duo is also just free mult. It is eternal, which makes me a little worried, and it's $8, which makes me debatably even more worried, but maybe we take it anyway. Is Popcorn Joker always a temporary solution to a permanent problem? Yes. Popcorn is never good long term. Okay, now we're faced with a very interesting decision. We can immolate and we get a ton of money and we also deck fix. Or we could onk a polychrome fib. In which case, we probably never need... In which case, if we onk the polychrome fib and then take the duo, that's probably our mult for the rest of the game, along with like scaling 4 of a kind. The immolate is very enticing here though, because it gives us a lot of money and it also deck fixes. So fib scores us a lot of... Fib is more of like the scoring. Like onking the fib is more of the scoring technique, but the immolate is consistency at its finest. I think we still probably onk the fib here, though. We have enough shmoney. The money from the immolate is a good part of the immolate, but we probably care about the deck fixing more. However, I think we can just buy the duo now, and even if we play like 3 of a kind or something, we're probably still winning. Let's buy the let's take the reroll surplus and then go next. Upgrade flush. Yeah, that's not happening. What's the fish? Okay, that's reasonable. Okay, we hit 4 of a kind. Let's make a wild card for the time being, because maybe we could still pivot into like flush 5. Probably not happening, but it's possible at the very least. How many 8s of each suit? We have 2 wild 8s, and then 2 spades, 1 heart, 1 club, 1 diamond. Okay, well, for the meantime, let's just do this. Keep the fool in hand. The perfect interest is much appreciated. Hell yeah. Okay. If we can keep finding 4 of a kind consistently, and we can keep scaling 4 of a kind for chips, this build could... These 3 jokers could carry us the rest of the game. The problem is going to be fixing our deck. Horrible shop. I don't even know why I rerolled there, but we could have maybe gotten a tarot card or something that we care more about. Let's do this just to get the gold seal value. Let's do this. I think 4 of a kind is going to be as much consistency as we need. Ooh, okay, maybe we can get away with flush 5ing and the Hierophant here. Let's do this. You look pretty set up, to be honest. Well, we get 1 bad... The issue where we're at right now is if we get 1 bad draw, we're just dead. Which, in all honesty, with how many 8s we have in our deck and with how many hands we have at our disposal, it's going to be pretty hard for us to get a bad draw. But like if we get a bad draw, we are just cooked immediately. Let's do this just to get it out of our hand because we don't need the extra money. And then let's play the 4 of a kind to win here. They're all bonus 8s, so those are the chips that we need. Our 4 of a kind is also only level 2 right now, so we could potentially still pivot into flush 5 and be completely fine. Obelisk is kind of interesting because in theory with Obelisk, our most played hand is high card. But in theory with Obelisk, I think Obelisk is bad actually. In an ideal world, Obelisk is really good because we could play a bunch of 4 of a kinds, and then when we pivot to 5 of a kind or flush 5, then each time we play that hand, we just get a bunch of mult off of Obelisk. The issue is we're probably always cycling cards using our high cards to try and find our 4 of a kind. So high card's probably going to be our highest hand. I guess that's still fine though, right? Because then when we play 4 of a kind, the issue is this is probably resetting until our deck is fixed. But once our deck is fixed, this is probably just like perma-mult. Maybe let's take mail-in. Let's look in. Obelisk is so enticing, especially since it's not eternal. Let's take Obelisk. I like Obelisk. Obelisk is silly. I think with the mail-in rebate as well, I'm pretty confident to open this Arcana pack. The Hermit is super enticing, but I think just for consistency's sake, the Hungman is far more enticing because we need to be able to find our 4 of a kinds to win. Let's go next here. The fish is pretty rough, admittedly. Let's play a hand. Let's maybe discard these. Let's maybe discard these. I'm wondering if we play the 3 here, or if we just cycle 4 cards so we know exactly where our 8s are. I think I'm going to end up doing the latter. Because, see, this might be an 8 now. That's... Well, we can see it if we buff it, right? Maybe we just do this for the time being. Okay, see, this is guaranteed an 8. I'm going to do this. Okay, that's also an 8. So we can play this. And then this is guaranteed 4 of a kind 8s. And then if we play either one of these, it's 5 of a kind 8s, potentially. I kind of would rather... I mean, we already have a ton of clubs 8s. I kind of would rather just play the 4 of a kind here, because we definitely still win if we play the 4 of a kind. So I'd say let's just play the 4 of a kind here, so that we don't potentially unlock 5 of a kind, just so that flush 5 is more accessible down the line. Okay. How do you know those are guaranteed 8s? Based on how they were organized in my hand. Well, I guess it could have also been a 9. But we also checked with the Hierophant and they were 8s. The Empress is like definitely not something that we need. We probably don't need to open a Celestial pack. A upgrading high card in both of our orbital tags. That's crazy. Maybe we don't want the Magician. Probably just want deck fixing. That's kind of rough. Let's do one more reroll since we have mail-in. Okay, unfortunate. Couldn't have been a 9 because it was a diamond 9. Yeah, but it could have... Oh, true. Yeah, you're right, actually. Okay, we'll scale the Mars. Probably... We'll keep the Neptune to block for right now, but we're probably just going to end up selling that, John. Let's play the Gold Seal Queen to get more obelisk value, and also because money is pretty cool. We get $5 off of the mail-in. Now we're just sifting for 4 of a kind. We find it. Is there anything else in our deck that we really care about? We could find another Gold Seal, but I don't think it's worth spending hands to just try and maybe find a Gold Seal, because we probably don't find it, right? I wonder if Balatro gives you any actual card counting skills in a casino. Probably not. Maybe on like a very low level, but I have to imagine probably not. Nice. Scoring 113k is wild. We could take a chariot. That's actually like pretty damn nice with our score. Kind of more interested in this Emperor in the case of us getting death is phenomenal, but I was also kind of hoping for a Hangman. Let's open the Arcana pack. That's pretty bad. I think we probably just strength 6s, no? That feels really bad, though. Those need... I guess it only needs 2 strengths for it to be good. Let's strength 6s. Take the chariot and then do 1 reroll. Pretty bad. I think we're probably just keeping this Joker lineup. I mean, Malin is perishable, so Malin's going to pass away eventually, but... we probably don't care about Hones, particularly just because there's only like 1 free slot in our deck that we really care to give up. Malin's on 8s, so we're probably not getting any value out of Malin, unfortunately. Okay, here we go. We'll death you. We'll make you into a steel card, and then I'll use the rest of my discards on these. Probably pop this before anything so that we have the highest chance of hitting like a Hangman or something. Play the high card for the Gold Seal. Just saying Eternal 8-Ball would have been so ball in this run. Yeah, but we had no way of knowing that when it showed up in the shop. Like, Eternal 8-Ball is always complete ass. Unless you already know that you're pivoting into 8s, which we did not. Unfortunately. But yeah, unironically, Malin... Or not Malin, Eternal 8-Ball would have actually gone so hard. But that's okay. Nothing in our deck that we care about as far as cycling for, so we just ship this. This guaranteed wins because of the steel card, which is exactly why you always grab it and just pray. Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. Definitely the worst idea I've seen all day. So like 195,000, that's a lot of points. We're on ante 5 and we're already at the point where we could blitz through pretty much all of ante 5, all of ante 6, and most of ante 7 with scoring like that. So we pretty much just want to ensure that we can always hit our 4 of a kind, because if we can always hit our 4 of a kind, then we pretty much always score enough points. Ooh, that's actually horrible. We really want to find 7s with our strength. I'm gonna do this. What's our mail-in on? 10s. Yikes. The money's enticing, but I think we keep our steel. Just because we're not gonna get as much mult off of what's it called? Damn it. The fib, because a lot of our 8s are going to be debuffed. 2 4-of-a-kinds if necessary. 2 4-of-a-kinds is definitely not feasible. There's like, what, 8? Yeah, there's 8 8s in our entire deck, so we would need to be able to reliably sift through our entire deck to find 2 4-of-a-kinds. That's just not happening. But obviously we can deck fix a little bit, and then maybe we can get more 8s to where that's feasible, or maybe we can shrink our deck down to where that's more feasible. Probably going to be the former, just because our deck is massive because of the early, what's it called? The early certificate that we took, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. Let's just discard these. I think the strength is valuable enough where I want it in hand. What 7s could I strength here? Our 2 7s of hearts are fair game. The other 7 we've apparently played. Bro said, did he say massive? Okay, we get some money off of mail-in. Not seeing our 7s. See, this is worrying. Obelisk resets as well. Oh, wait, what? Oh, I didn't play high card. My bad. Now I'm playing high card, so it's going to reset. Maybe since we already have 1 8 that isn't debuffed, we don't need the steel card, since we could find another 8 that isn't debuffed or either of the 7s. I'm going to keep it for the time being just because we have 4 hands. But maybe we want to cycle it. Okay, there's our 4-of-a-kind. I'm going to cycle a few more cards to see if we can find... There we go. That's pretty nice. Well, on that note, we can cycle a debuffed 8 and be perfectly fine. Hopefully we find another 7 here. We don't. That's okay. I guess let's just hit him with this. And then put the Hierophant on our 2 non-debuffed 8s, and then ship the 4-of-a-kind. We only have 2 fib triggers, but we have 2 fibs, so that's good. We still get our duo, and we still get a little bit off of the obelisk. We have 2 Hierophants that trigger, and our 4-of-a-kind is base 120 chips, and we get a steel card trigger. I think this definitely still wins, but there is a small chance that it doesn't. Okay, we're chilling. The fact that you kept the Hierophant when you had 3 purple seals in your hand physically hurt me. We wanted the Hierophant still in our hand, dude. Because chips are what... Every single Joker in our hand is mult-based. Chips are what we want the most of right now. I think I'm fine opening the Spectral Pack. Since we have a mail-in, maybe I open another one since we have mail-in. And it doesn't really affect our interest any differently. The water is terrible. Ooh, the water is bad. Ooh, the water is bad. That's a problem, chat. The star is terrible. I guess we can keep it for right now, but that, yeah, that is a big yikes. Discarding 5s. I think I'm gonna do this. Just to get some econ, but also to maybe get a mail-in trigger or 2. Smooth save with the tarot cards. I gotta have a backup plan more often. Yeah, tarot cards. Being able to keep tarot cards up here will save so many of your runs that you would otherwise lose if you are thinking like retroactively. If you're thinking, is retroactively the right word there? If you're thinking towards the future. I don't think retroactively is the right word there. This mail-in rebate was actually, like, really bad for us. We need to pocket a death for the water. That's actually a great strat that I did not think of, admittedly. Pocket death would be absolutely gigantic for the water. Proactively, thank you. Okay, we sell mail-in. Mail-in was so bad for us. That's actually, like, tragic. I'm actually kind of mad at how bad mail-in was for us. Superposition is so bad here. I'm so tempted to take it for the sticker, though. Proactively, yeah, Zelina said it in chat as well. Thank you for the corrections. I appreciate y'all. Retroactive means it affects things in the past. That's what I was thinking, but I guess I was just thinking of the active part, and I was like, maybe I'm correct, Mundo. I don't think superposition is a good play here. I mean, it's very obviously not a good play here, but like I don't think we're strong enough to where we can take it just yet. Take the Sixth Sense. We should get a cryptid statistically. We're definitely not getting a cryptid. Wait, was the Sixth Sense temporary? If the Sixth Sense wasn't eternal, then maybe I should have taken it. No, it's probably never good. Cryptid and Immolate are probably like the only two things that we care about. Which, like, either of those would be fantastic, but outside of that, we probably don't really care. I mean, I'll always take a Hermit. Not really what I need right now, but, like, I'll take it. I'll take it. Could we maybe get away with playing a flush here to scale Obelisk? Because maybe scaling Obelisk is the other way of not dying on the water. I feel like Obelisk scaling is probably not as good of a play as I just had a complete and utter brain fart. That was crazy. Obelisk scaling probably is less reliable than just keeping tarot cards. Also, for the sake of the water and because it scales Obelisk, I'm gonna play this. Okay, I really want to play this 3 of a kind here to see if it wins, because I'm pretty sure at level 3 with the jokers that we have, and especially with Obelisk being scaled, I feel like this 3 of a kind definitely wins. The problem is if it doesn't win here, I look like a huge idiot because I probably lose if it doesn't win. But we were getting buku bucks in terms of points when we were playing 4 of a kind, and like 4 of a kind is obviously better than 3 of a kind, but it's not that far behind. And 4 of a kind usually is only at 1.2 for Obelisk scaling. I'm gonna play the 3 of a kind. Obelisk seems like one of the riskiest jokers to take. Should I be less scared of that joker? I think you should be less scared of Obelisk in general, but you should still be... You should be less scared of Obelisk than most people are, but you should still be scared of it. Because Obelisk is very... It's a very high risk, high reward pick. It's not really risky. It's just like difficult to build around. If you can build around Obelisk, Obelisk is probably the strongest times mult scaler in the game, especially on blue deck, which we're playing right now. But if you can't build around Obelisk, then it just kind of sits there and does nothing. And maybe even retroactively hurts you if you accidentally reset it, and then all that times mult is gone. I think I said retroactively again. I meant proactively. I'm playing the 3 of a kind. Fight me. Well, that's something that happened. Hang on. I think you actually used retroactively correctly. I don't know. We have the moon, we're fine. I mean, probably, but still. Probably just play flush here now. Feels bad burning a moon here, but if we do this, we get fib triggers and duo trigger and obelisk trigger. I'm getting taken by... All right, sounds good, man. Thank you for popping in. Appreciate it. Yeah, okay, we're still chilling. Eating the moon there sucks, but it is what it is. Wheel is always worth a spin. Holy shit, that's so good for us. Genuinely. Let's reroll down for maybe something that can counterplay the water that we're staring down. The magician is bad, but I'm gonna take it anyway. Oops is really bad. Hologram is just more times mult, but it's also just deck crowding, which is maybe not good at all. So I don't think we take that. Let's take the Mars over the 3 of a kind. That was actually probably a risky play knowing what boss we're facing, but it is what it is. We're fine. Let's continue to scale Obelisk. Just because Polychrome Obelisk, if we find 3 of a kind 8s, is probably like the greatest thing of all time for us. Let's play a straight here because it scales Obelisk and also allows us to play our lucky cards and also gets us a gold seal trigger. Yeah, I think Polychrome Obelisk at times 2.4 is just like kind of insane. If we get like even a couple of fib triggers, scale Obelisk even more. And we have the 4 of a kind. So now we just want to, if we can help it, just dodge playing high card. Because Obelisk being Polychrome and scaled to this extent is, like, insane. That's a lot of rainbow, more like Balatro. Balatro, I got there eventually. Smash like for dyslexia. Welcome in, TP. Rainbow's so pretty. This is a very Polychrome run, isn't it? Ship the 4 of a kind. This absolutely wins. Okay. So we are now at the point where as long as Obelisk doesn't reset, 4 of a kind can win on a final boss. Barring Verdant Leaf. Let's take another Mars. What's up, Schmeckles? Let's maybe buy this before we buy Overstock just to see another item in the shop, even though we probably don't care about this. This blueprint is kind of insane. Game is too excited for Pride Month next week. Kinda true, kinda true. 8 Ball is also kind of phenomenal, but we probably don't want to rotate out of blueprint for it. Maybe we do, honestly. No, we have 5 hands, 2 discards. We're completely fine. Is strength even worth? We have 2 7s in the deck. We'll take a strength. That extra item worked out. That's what I'm saying. I mean, to be fair, we would have seen it anyway, but like we got to see it faster, which is really funny. We do not want to reroll again because Rental Seal from Blueprint would bring us below income threshold. Let's just spit our Chariot out on just a random deck. Or a random card, rather, so that we can get purple seal value here. That star is terrible. Let's absolutely go. Looking for 7s to strength. There's one. Let's maybe do this so that we can keep scaling the Obelisk. Let's do this. Actually, I want to keep the steel in hand, so let's maybe do this and just play a pair. That blue Joker is looking a little unrainbowed, if you're asking me. True. Let's continue to play pairs, since we found the 4 of a kind here, because we're holding strength. Hopefully we can find another 7. If we don't, that's fine. We actually might win here unintentionally because we're playing pair of aces into fib with like a shitload of obelisk mult. Are we that scared of winning here? Like, is popping the strength here worth if we win? like in case we win. I think we're fine, honestly. We only need 1 4 of a kind to win, and like 9 8s out of 54 cards is not that good of odds, but like it's good enough to where we can pull 1 4 of a kind for sure. So I think we're chilling. For the YouTube video, just put the poly obelisk in the middle with 2 poly fibs and just title it gay. Maybe this should be like a Pride Month special. This could be like the June 1st video. We gotta get polychrome on everything, chat. Blue Joker again? Every single game I've watched you play. Yeah, somebody corrected you, but it is Blueprint and not Blue Joker. We could Vampire, but that's almost certainly not worth it. Second oops that I've gotten in a run that doesn't care about oopses. Smash like. We could Cloud9 pivot. Okay. Let's maybe discard for only 1 purple seal and just see what we get. Let's do this. And then let's do this. I'm actually going to do this to scale obelisk. We literally don't even need the 4 of a kind. We can just play a fib pair and blaze through it. Yeah, but like the 4 of a kind is funny though. But yeah, you are correct, Amundo. We like absolutely don't need it at this point. Let's just continue to scale obelisk because it's hilarious. How many pairs have I played? I can play 7 more pairs. That should be completely fine. Actually, I don't want to fly too close to the sun just in case we get like vesseled or something. Just gonna play this. Fight me. How many 4 of a kinds have we played as well? We played 9 4 of a kinds. I told you there was an oops in the shop. You should have taken the 8-ball in the beginning. That was actually, for the record, that was actually the second oops that we saw in this seed. But again, we're never taking that 8-ball in the beginning because I'm pretty sure the 8-ball was before we found fib. And even if it wasn't before we found fib, we had no idea that we would be playing 8s into fib. So we still never take the 8-ball. But retrospectively, like hindsight is 2020 type shit, yeah, we definitely should have taken the 8-ball because that would have helped so much with deck fixing, but that's okay. Can reroll once here. Yay, absolute garbage. Shouldn't have rerolled actually because of the tooth, but that's okay. We do find a 7. Hopefully we find our other 7. Let's absolutely go, because now I can make that into an 8, and I can finally pop this Emperor, only for it to give me... Wanted to wait until it was done. Absolute ass. I'm going to scale Venus just because I'm shit scared of losing, but, like, we shouldn't lose, so I think we're going to be fine. Let's make you into a wild card, even though that absolutely does not matter whatsoever. And then let's play the 4 of a kind for the W. Yeah, it turns out Blueprint Obelisk is, like, pretty damn good. Being a new Balatro player today feels like I'm playing a mainline Call of Duty 2 years late. I think I'm late to the party. I mean, to be fair, it's only, like, what, a year old? Like, that's not that bad. And also, like, you're not the only noob. Like, you're the only noob in chat right now, but, like, I get noobs in my chat all the time. All the time. I will get people being like, yo, I'm new to this game. What's good? Or people who are just, like, who just join and are like, hey, should I buy this game? Is it worth it? And then I go, no! You'll get hopelessly addicted. No, I actually say yes. Because I'm part of the problem, but I digress. In theory, we could just skip everything here to not fuck up our obelisk, but that's not as funny as playing these blinds would be. And also, Cerulean Bell, we might want to be holding some tarot cards anyway, because that could get a bit sloppy. So I think we just play this blind anyway, and hopefully our shop is like kind of nice to us. Yeah, see, like, tower is absolute bullshit. Don't give that to me ever again. Strength would be kind of comp, but like we don't need it at all. Only played 5 3 of kinds, and we have lucky cards. Can't wait until I'm no longer the new kid in the office and I can tell my newest coworker what's what. I mean, stick around for literally probably like a week at max, and there will be somebody in chat who's like never touched this game before and is like, what is happening? We could unlock 5 of a kind, but that's like an incredibly not good play. Just got back, made some nugs after a dragon killed all my dwarves in Dwarf Fortress. I've heard of that game so many times. Maybe it's just like popped up on my Steam or something, but I've never actually played it. Is it good? We're doing really well. Fellow noob here, man. The game's so fun, but damn, such a learning curve. The learning curve never goes away, which is part of what keeps me glued to the game, but it's also, I would have to imagine, very frustrating for people who aren't like me and who don't play this game as a job, right? 8-ball is the easiest joker to balance. 1 and 2 chance feels amazing, but only absurd with basing your entire deck around it with hanging Chad. I mean, like 1 and 2 chance is also kind of awkward because oops exists, but I think 1 and 2 is definitely way better. From a flavor yeah, you literally just typed in chat what I was about to say. From a flavor standpoint, it makes more sense because a magic 8-ball either tells you some form of yes or some form of no. But also just 1 and 4 feels so bad. I don't know. Ever play anything like RimWorld? It's a colony sim. If you're into management games / creating your own stories, it's hella fun. I personally love it, even if all my dwarves drowned in boiling silver. I've never played, like, I haven't played a ton of management games, but like the ones that I've played have been all right. I played a little bit of Civ 6 and like I wasn't enthralled with it, but it was pretty cool. Just won my first black deck. My first black deck on white stake. W. That's a great... what's it called? That is an absolutely great deck to get out of the way, to get a win on. That's huge. 10. So we can play this. Lucky card proc? Damn. Shouldn't it be 1 and 3? Because it can also say try again. I was also contemplating it being 1 and 3, I'm not gonna lie. I think it would still be really really bad if it was 1 and 3, which kind of makes me want to say no, it shouldn't be a 1 and 3. But on the other hand, having a like 8-ball with oops, it's a somewhat difficult combo to assemble, but it's also just like a vastly better Vagabond, right? And Vagabond is already, I would say, really powerful. I think Vagabond is so slept on. 3 of a kind, I was gonna say might win, but then I remembered that Fib doesn't trigger, but we have a steel card in our hand, so I guess it does win. Yeehaw! Yay, Chad! We don't need you, but you are kind of funny. Thank you for making a cameo, Chad. You started on Civ 6. I'm so sorry for you. Civ 5 is the only acceptable starting point. Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. I never got like super into it, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. I feel like it's bad because 8s are ass, though, not even because of the 1 and 4. No, it's definitely not bad because 8s are ass. 8s being ass makes it feel a lot worse, but that's definitely not the reason for it being bad. The reason it's bad is because you can play 4 of a kind 8s and still not get a single tarot card. That feels terrible, especially on an unfixed deck. Like, that is horrible. Ankh here is selling, so we'll just go Trance. Even though Trance is like also not that good. Yay! Hungman! As we are about to finish the game, we finally get our deck back to the size that it once was. Huge. Play the 2 pair. Oh! Money trigger. Can this go endless? Probably doesn't go far, but like it could still go somewhere. I'm eager to check it out. Well, that was sweet. I mean, we didn't even need to hold a chariot or anything. That we just shit on this boss. That's crazy. W game 6.5 mil. We can probably make it to ante 11 if we play our cards right. Invis. Maybe we sell a fib for an invis. Nah. We probably want the plus mult from fib. Invis would be really cool though. If duo was not eternal, then obviously we would sell duo for invis and just whatever we get is profit, but I don't know. Vagabond allows more freedom without needing to change your deck for all 8s, and it's significantly better if you get Burglar. First off, the Burglar combo requires a rare and an uncommon. That's Baron Mime level, so I don't think that's really justification for it being broken. But furthermore, Vagabond needs... What's it called? Vagabond needs you to have less than $4. Which, like, it's freedom with deck building, but it is very oppressive if you don't know what you're doing with it. Which I feel like would, to some extent, be the same thing for potential, like, 8 builds with 8-ball. I feel like 1 and 2 8-ball could still be fine. As opposed to an uncommon and common Joker. I mean, that's a better combo to assemble. I guess that makes it... Okay, I guess I see what you're saying. I don't know. I still think 1 and 2 would be fine. I don't know. Like, 1 and 2 seems too good, but 1 and 3, which makes it not broken with oops, still seems pretty bad. But also, you only have 2 consumable slots, so I feel like 1 and 3 is still not even that bad. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm not Thunk. I don't know how to balance things. My brain isn't that large. Have we scaled the 5 of a kind or not? Okay, we've scaled 4 of a kind to level 6, but we could probably do flush 5 here and not be that sad about it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8s of clubs. Polychrome. Damn. I'm going to be really sad if the Eternal Duo doesn't get hit with Polychrome. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Temperance is absolutely massive money. Another Temperance. Magician, we probably don't care about, honestly. Okay, so give it to me again. Huge. Pause. Okay, chat, hear me out. Chat, hear me out. The window, we don't care. We already came across the Club, right? Or am I thinking of another run that we did tonight? Maybe I'm thinking of a different run. I'm gonna do this. Oh shit, I just reset the obelisk. God damn it, I wasn't paying attention. I was literally just reading what Schmeckles said in chat. And I was like trying to come up with some sort of response to it, and I played high card. Son of a bitch. Alright, well, we probably pass away now. Smash like for streamer being an idiot. Bro said that was homophobic. I'm sorry. My bad. We have 2 steel cards. We're fine. Resetting the obelisk is what keeps me up at night. No, we're still fine. We're still fine. See? See? And we get Eris. We're fine. We're pivoting to flush 5. It's okay. We're just going to play a shit ton of pairs. All his fault. Yeah, everybody blame Schmeckles. Get that guy out of here. Just kidding. Chat, I just remembered that I still have to make a YouTube video after this before I go to bed, and then I have to get up at like 10 a.m. tomorrow. It's currently 1:30 in the morning. Anyway. Pivoting to flush 5. It's unironically a good idea. It gives us more room to not further fuck up our obelisk. Let's maybe do that. I don't know. Yo, I'm not homophobic, gang. I don't know, man. You messed up the polychrome obelisk. Okay, we can get this scaled again, trust. Play a 3 of a kind here. I was just autism yapping for 8-ball. Yeah, 8-ball definitely needs a buff. Dagger needs it more, though, I'll say it. We haven't played flush at all, so I'm going to sack an 8 here just to get obelisk back to cooking. Nice. I'm going to move you over now that that's at ×2. Let's discard for a purple seal. Strength is absolute bookie cheeks. Dagger's great if you got econ, though. I'm a dagger believer more so than 8-ball. I strongly disagree, because dagger makes you play down a joker slot at all times, which is the majority of the reason why I think it's really bad. I think the ultimate buff that dagger could receive is it working like madness, where even if it like doesn't destroy something on an eternal tag or something, it still triggers. Your idea with dagger scaling with eternal jokers, low-key sounds really balanced. That's what I'm saying, dude. I don't think that... Okay, it could be too broken if you get, like, egg or something, but that's also a pretty specific combo, right? So, like, I don't think it would be that broken. And honestly, dagger needs to be broken, man. Dagger sucks. Dagger is awful. If that would make dagger broken, make dagger broken. You know what I'm saying? Buddy needs a handout. I'm sorry. I'm a D1 dagger hater, but like, bro needs something. Yeah. Welcome in, all in. So let's do this, and then let's do this, and then let's play the pair. Chat, see, we're already at ×2.4 on the obelisk, even after I accidentally reset it like a huge idiot. It's already working out in our favor. We discard this. We discard this because I don't want 5 of a kind. I want flush 5. We can play the pair to scale obelisk. We're cooking. Yes, and we get the blue seal. Yes, good. Compromise with no sense of game balancing. Make it rare, but change it to ×0.01 gained per cell value. I still think that's... even if you kept it as uncommon, but you did that, I still think that's really bad. Even if it was 0.1 and not 0.01, I still think that's awful. It wouldn't be as bad if it was ×mult. If it was uncommon and it was ×0.1 per cell value, I could see it being playable, but in its current state, it's just so bad. Yeah, ×0.01 is too weak. I think you could get away with ×0.1. Even then, though, it makes you play down a joker slot, but that's also relatively fast scaling. Like, if you compare that to even something like hologram, but like also constellation or something, I feel like that's still balanced because it forces you to play down a joker slot still. But it's also like pretty great ×mult scaling. So I feel like that would be super balanced, even at uncommon. Dagger has no business being uncommon for what it does, by the way. as a plus mult scaler that forces you to play down a Joker slot, Dagger has no business being uncommon. I would be less mad about Dagger being as bad as it is if it was a common Joker. If it was a common Joker, I'm not gonna lie, I still would never use it because I think it's bad. But if it was common, I'd let that shit slide. I'm gonna keep it a stack. But Dagger being uncommon, that is an unforgivable sin in my eyes. That is crazy. Be trying to tell me that Dagger is on the same level as Madness and Mime. And Fib, even. I don't think so. Take another death. Take a Fool. That works for me. Smash like. We could take a pair here. How many pairs can I play before screwing up Obelisk? 4 more pairs. That's a little bit scary, but that's fine. Okay, we have flush 5. We also have another pair and some gold. I think I might death this blue seal, honestly, just to get more scaling. We could death a blue seal and then death an 8 later, I guess. Well, we only have the Fool for right now, or we have to lose out on blue seal value, so I think it's fine at this point to just eat the gold card for more consistent flush 5. Ship it. I think somewhere in between, otherwise you could crack an egg and it's instantly in a ×3. That's much less effort than you'd use for something like a driver's license, which gives the same times mult. I mean, yeah, but if your egg is at a point where it's like $30 sell value, you've been keeping that egg for what? 10 rounds? I feel like that's still very balanced. It's like really good in that instance, sure. But you're not always going to have an egg to crack when you find a dagger, right? I still feel like in that scenario, it's completely fine. Just lost my best run, round 37, forced to play 5 cards when I had been buffing my single card hand. Damn, tragic. RIP to the Psychic, man. Psychic is rough. Let's take the Emperor just for deck fixing, and we get scammed. Let's go. Should have taken Temperance, punished. Empress is bad. Priestess could be good, but it's bad. Sun is terrible. Death is cool. Hi, Baron. Nice cameo there. All right, we got another Death Fool. That's pretty sweet. We discard down. We could copy another blue seal and then copy another 8. I rather like this plan. Bang. Obelisk my goat. Can we make it past the next ante? If I scale Obelisk on this boss fight, maybe. I'm gonna assume probably not, but like, it's not impossible, right? Okay, Death Temperance, that's huge going into these Arcana packs. Death into, I guess, Moon. Maybe since this is a wild card, maybe Chariot is better. In fact, it probably definitely is. Probably definitely. Smash like. Let's do this. Hierophant we don't need. Hermie Fool Hermie is pretty cool. Bean. Star is bad. Fool for Emperor, but if we find like another Hermie in the shop, oh, okay, interesting. Scratch that. Damn! We gotta get all Polychrome Jokers before we die. Come on now. Come on now. Okay, let's play a pair here instead of the blue seal. Or instead of the purple seal. Let's also do this. Ah, shit. Kind of forgot about the boss, even though I literally, like, made a mental note of it immediately before coming in. Alright, well, on that note, let's just do this. Iris, W? Eris? Iris? Aris? I don't know. One of those. Almost just played 5 of a kind instead of flush 5. That would have been so embarrassing. You gotta be shitting me. It's all, dude, it's all, the hook snipes my blue seals every time. It's actually crazy. Anyway. It's only uncommon because of the mechanic, not necessarily because it's good. Even so, dude. Dagger isn't as bad as streamer preaches. Wrong. But I think I only say that because I have Stencil as like my 5th most played Joker. Classic Hook. Unironically, dude. Hook always be stealing my shit. Actually starting to get on my nerves. If the rarity of Jokers were based on how good they were rather than specific mechanics, you would have Hanging Chad as a rare and Blueprint as a legendary. I disagree. Yorick is a very baseline Joker, and it's legendary. Furthermore, the Duo is rare. The Duo is like the most intuitive Joker of all time. It's just times mult, but like this is effectively Photograph to some extent. Not really, but like you catch my drift. Flashcard still worse than Dagger? Flashcard can at least be usable though in the right circumstance. I think Dagger is literally unplayable. Unless it's negative. The only time that Dagger is playable is if it's negative. Flashcard can at least be very playable if you have good econ and a reroll voucher. It's asking for a lot, but like in that circumstance, it's incredible. Wheel, Polychrome. Oh! Let's go. That's actually so comp. Oh my god. Wait, we need Polychrome on all of our Jokers. Please. That would be so huge. I'm currently on a Dagger and Flashcard Gold Stake run. Excuse me, and I'm surviving, not thriving on anti-5. Stay tuned. God, that sounds like purgatory. I would crash out if that was my run, man. Unfortunate that you got to deal with that. It's death in 8. Let's get purple seal value. Wheel of Fortune was huge. Absolutely. For the record, I don't think it really does all that much for our scoring, but Wheel of Fortune, we can play one last pair here. That's fine by me. Wheel of Fortune hitting a Polychrome on our Eternal Joker is awesome, because now I could maybe clickbait having a full lineup of Polychrome. Empress is bad. I guess I could have used it because we have 2 unenhanced 8s here, but I digress. Nice. Turns out 3 steel cards are incredible. And Eternal Flower Pot, we straight jacking it with 5 of a kind. That is crazy. Dagger, Flashcard, and Pot pick a struggle. Oh my god, no, real. I even like Flower Pot. Not because it's good, but just because it's kind of funny. But like, that sounds like purgatory. God damn it. Do I have to sell the Blueprint now? I'm not selling the Blueprint. Fight me. That's actually so tragic that it hit foil on the Blueprint, though. That's crazy the amount of times we got Wheel to actually pop, though. Can we talk about that? Like, I was about to be sad that our Blueprint wasn't Polychrome, but like, damn. Every one of these was from a Wheel. Except for this was from an Ankh, but like, that's also kind of from a Wheel. We can play the 2-pair to scale Obelisk. So I'm definitely doing that. Nice. Okay, we have 5 of kind in hand. We can't play pair anymore, ever. Play 3 of a kind here and honestly probably be fine. I think I'm going to discard for the purple seal before I do anything like that. Okay, now we could definitely play 3 of a kind and be fine. Be fined? Be fine. God. That's actually optimal anyway to get another blue seal. Okay, now we play flush 5. Ship it. You know what I meant, though? When you think of rare jokers, you think of something like Obelisk, Baron, Vagabond, mainly jokers that have absurd potential but don't do anything if you can't use them properly. Although you do have a point with Yorick, complete whack. I mean, I don't think it's based completely around mechanics, I'm not gonna lie. That's most jokers for me. I mean, yeah, that's most jokers for, like, anybody starting off, to be fair. We'll take 3 of a kind, I guess. Buffoon pack. Could maybe get a brainstorm or something on the buffoon pack. And try and get polychrome on it. Oh no! I didn't see this, actually. I wasn't paying attention at all. Does this matter, actually? This might not even matter. I think it does. But it might not. And if it doesn't, that is really funny to me. I might as well discard you. Since you're debuffed. Oh, I can't use the wheel. Sag. Play a straight. Matters for the steal. Oh, you're actually so right. Yeah, I can't play that. Do we have any other steal? I mean, we have 2 steal cards that aren't clubs. Kind of blows. It's significantly easier to use a Wily Joker compared to something like an Obelisk. I mean, you're not wrong there. Yeah, we actually probably pass away since we don't have that much steel, honestly. Unless I miraculously find my steel. Like, what is happening? Damn. How many more 8s do we have? We have a lot more 8s that we could play. Maybe I play, like, Full House or something here just to scale Obelisk a bit more. That seems really risky, but, like, it's certainly an option. I guess if we have that many 8s, the odds of us finding another flush 5 are, like, not that bad, though. And, like, Hit the Road is rare when it has no business existing in the first place. Yo, true! I've accidentally reset the bus more than Obelisk. Oh, I have 100% reset Obelisk more than bus. I damn near never reset bus. Obelisk I'll reset like an idiot, like literally every run that I pick it up. Okay. Now we play 2 pair. Miss out on 1 steel card, but that's fine. As long as we find more 8s, particularly 8s of clubs. Pretty please. Thank ya. If I find it, then Hit the Road works so well for me. Oh, true, because you had an erratic deck run. Wait, that's actually comp if you find Hit the Road. That's, like, really good. This is 5 of a kind. Oh, because it's debuffed. The wild card. Well, shit. Well, now I gotta play 3 of a kind. Damn! It's fine. Unless I don't find one of my 8s. Well, shite. Actually, we have 2 steel cards. I only need 250k. We have an Obelisk on ×6. I think I'm literally just going to play the Full House here. Ship it. That's not a flush 5, 07? No, we're chilling, bro. What do you mean 07? I was just about to say now we need glass in order to live. We also get hieroglyph, which I'm immediately comping because... Copping, because that makes this run go further, which is hilarious. Dagger pot flashcard and hit the road. Yo, that would be the best. Like, that would be a cursed win, like you say, but that would also be the best run for gold stickering of all time. Like, am I wrong there? That would be the gold sticker run to end all gold sticker runs. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yoink. Oh, my glass! Damn! The reason you should be resetting bus more than obelisk, cough cough streamer, is because when you get obelisk, since it's a rare with absurd potential, you scramble to make sure it's utilized properly. Sure. Actually, let me cook. Let me cook. Bang. Hey, dagger. Hey, stencil. Huge. No Eris. Big sad. Jokajola. Not selling blueprint. Hungman. Chariot's pretty nice. Probably just go next. RIP died to the flint. No, dude. It's always the flint. That sucks. GG's, though. We can get rid of these. How many times have we played Flush 5? Okay. Turns out steel cards are really good. Another Justice is fantastic. Temperance is pretty cool. Yeah, I think Fool Justice here is, like, phenomenal. Nine more until the Day of Reckoning realistically would die to scaling before resetting Obelisk. Oh, absolutely. June isn't even here and already got the LGBT Joker build. Somebody in YouTube chat already said that as well. Chat, should I make this my Pride Month video? Be honest. Hermie. I'm not even messing around. I'll just play this. Probably keep one glass card. Nice. Obelisk, my arch nemesis? Yeah, your arch nemesis is carrying right now. Your arch nemesis is my goat, brother. Oh no, the arm. Brainstorm. I'm still holding out for a brainstorm, man. If we get a brainstorm, we could potentially wheel it to be polychrome, and that would make me so incredibly happy. You guys have no idea. Glass Joker is also admittedly somewhat hilarious, but it's also, like, terrible. So we're definitely not taking it. Bang. Wait, that's actually huge. That's hilarious. I flip off my screen whenever I see it. You gotta take it more, bro. Odds of 5 polychrome Jokers. I don't know about from the shop, but from Wheel. Wheel has a 12.5% chance for it to be polychrome, and that's on the chance of you hitting the 1 in 4. 12 and a half is a 1 in 8. So a polychrome from a wheel is 1 in 32. Across 5 jokers would be what? 1 in 160, right? Yeah, 1 in 160. All right, let's play this. Let's actually discard just in case we get another blue seal. Huge. And then let's play this, not because we need to, but because it's really funny. It's a 50-50. Either it happens or it doesn't. I hate that so much. Shattered! Let's go! I didn't even know I needed that achievement. I feel like I've gotten that before and probably just had mods turned on, but that's okay. Another Justice. Arcana pack. Hermie. Probably don't need the Celestial. Fool is fine here. Still holding out for a Brainstorm that I can polychrome. Come on. Come on. You know you want it to happen. Shouldn't it be 1 in 32 to the 5th? Wouldn't that be the chance of getting it in from 5 wheels? I guess my scenario is that would be getting it in 5 wheels in a row, like hitting the 1 in 32 5 times out of 5. I don't know. I don't like probability math. Yeah, I didn't take stats in high school. I don't care. You gave such a straightforward answer to that question I didn't expect you had. LOL. Listen, if I can help out chat, even with a goofy question, I'm going to. Come on now. Let's make another glass card. Let's make a fool, or let's make a justice. Let's make another glass card. Let's discard our non-glass, non-steel. Let's run it back. Let's play the flush 5 with 4 steel cards and 2 blue seals. If I make it past ante 12 with this, I will be beside myself. Okay, 1 glass break. The character limited in YouTube chat is railing me tonight, dog. I'm sorry. Hermie action. Let's take the Celestial pack. Dog shit. Let's absolutely go. How is Obelisk carrying? It can't be good. It's times 7.2, man. I mean, it's not carrying anymore, but like, it was For the record, we lose if I do this. They locked me in a room for days, and surprise, surprise, I have a lot to yap about. Fair enough, brother. 5 polychrome. Let's grow. Let's grow. Let's go. We did it, chat. 5 polychrome dream. Let's do this. Oh my god, a wheel. We might actually win here if we still have 4 glass cards. 4 glass cards kind of crazy now. Our deck is 17 cards. We have 2 more glass 8s that we could find. But if I play a pair, it resets Obelisk, so we probably just want to go this. Let's grow. Ayo, we get a little gain, you start growing. All right. Let's not, chat. Let's not. Jimbo's got to be over here so we can get the most out of that +4 molt. Almost played Jimbo in the wrong spot. The comments would have hung me from a tree. No, I thought that would win, man. It didn't even get close. That's so sad. Turns out Blueprint was actually doing a lot of work. At Lead Moron sold me fentanyl behind the McDonald's dumpster. I believe it, too. Chat, this is still winnable, right? For the record, we could have gotten past this ante, but then I wouldn't have been able to clickbait the all polychrome lineup, so like, who really wins? Yo, that was a W-ass run. That was so good. I'm glad we ran it back on blue deck. That was such a fun gold stake run. Holy hell. Chat, remember when I said it was going to be a short stream? And then we played 2 runs spanned across 3 hours? If we had gay 8 ball, we would have won. That's crazy. Obelisk wasn't good. I will never accept it. Blueprint copying Obelisk would have made us win that, which you could argue that's a W for Blueprint, but it's more a W for Obelisk. Excuse me. Also, there's a slight chance that we still could have won this. Actually, there's probably a large chance that we could have won this if I didn't screw up and reset the Obelisk that one time, but that's okay. We die immediately to the next blind anyway because it goes into ease, which is like impossible for us to keep up with unless we find Deja Vu and exactly Deja Vu or like Chad. But I digress. W run. That was super fun. All right, well, I gotta go because I still have to put out a YouTube video for tomorrow, and then I have to like wake up early and shit, which is kind of annoying. But it is what it is. It's grad parties, so those are kind of fun. So I don't mind. Anyway, appreciate each and every one of you for stopping by. I'm gonna let y'all go so that I can go and do my work. If you're in YouTube, sub to the Twitch, or not sub to the Twitch. Well, you could sub to me on Twitch, no ads, and support your favorite creator. But follow me on Twitch. Twitch is usually a bit more lively than YouTube chat, so if you know, I know some people have like YouTube Premium or whatever, and that's why they stay on YouTube, but if you maybe want more people in your chat, go over to the Twitch, follow me on there. If you're on Twitch, sub to the YouTube. Daily runs get posted over on my YouTube, and if you're on either platform, check the description or just like below the chat box if you're on Twitch. And you can join my Discord, where we just yap about Balatro and other random nonsense, you know? We just kind of yap about whatever we want in there. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow with more gold stake. Actually, I might do Pokemon tomorrow. I haven't done Pokemon in a sec. Maybe we'll do gold stake. We'll probably do gold stake Pokemon tomorrow. And then if we win that, obviously, we'll shift to just like C++. But anyway, catch you guys later. Thank you all for watching. As usual, stay safe, sleep well, and have a good one, folks. Love you guys. Thank you for watching. Be back tomorrow.